So, you want to be a YouTuber in 2023, and to do so, you have to avoid the common pitfalls that many other creators will fall into. And to help you guys with that, I split this video into 3 different sections. The first section is about common mistakes creators make, the second is how to make the best content possible, and the third one is how to keep it up. Alright, so what do you want to avoid? One of the most common things I see in creators is gearing their content for the algorithm. The algorithm pushes out your videos, hence let's make the algorithm really love my videos. When you're making videos, you do not want to think about it from a robot's point of view, but rather replace the word algorithm for audience. For example, you've probably seen this conversation before. How many views did your last video get? Pretty bad, bro. The algorithm hates me. I'm not getting any views. If the algorithm hates you, then it just means your video wasn't that good. That's not because the algorithm hates you, it's because it doesn't know you. But let's try what I said for a second. Switch the word algorithm for audience. It's not the algorithm doesn't know you, it's your audience doesn't know you. They simply haven't found your channel yet. Overall, don't make content for the algorithm, make it for your audience. Which leads me into a huge mistake that content creators make, not knowing your audience. If you don't know who's actually going to be the most engaged with your content, you literally cannot make good videos. Try this on, for example. You're a Fortnite channel and you have about 100 subscribers. That means there are 100 Jimmies that watch your content. All 100 Jimmies have one thing in common, which is liking the content you post on your channel. But if you switch from a Fortnite channel to a Call of Duty channel, all 100 Jimmies are just not gonna like it as much. Maybe 10 of them will really enjoy Call of Duty and stay there for you, but a ton of your diehard fans simply won't stay around. But if you don't know your audience and you can't fully understand their point of view, you're simply not gonna be able to make the best videos for them or for yourself. Now we move on to section 2. How do you make the best possible ideas for your channel? Now, first off, anytime you have an idea, good or bad, write it down. You can tap it on your phone, you can type it, you can write it. I don't care what you do, but write it down. That's probably the basic thing because anybody can make ideas. It takes a little while to master, but still. I mean, hey, I'm still trying to learn it myself. But if you have the best ideas, you keep brainstorming, eventually you'll land on a great video, and sometimes you might mess it up. Every time you mess up on YouTube, if you're gonna keep going, you need to learn from it. How do you make these failures an extra gear or motor, whatever you want to call it, for your drive on the YouTube journey? Now, another thing you can do to boost your content and keep those ideas running is have a friend group of other YouTubers. Now, you're one person, and assuming you fail once a month, you'll learn one lesson per month. What I'm saying is you can have an awesome friend group of other YouTubers that are also messing up on their own time, for example, once a month, just like you. That means as a group, you'll be failing 5 times as much. However, you can also learn 5 times the lesson. In the third section, how do you stay consistent? It varies for every single person. People will get burnt out faster or slower than other people, and that is completely natural when it comes to content creation. But I can explain my way. Anytime I feel burnt out, I try not to think about my viewers or my subscribers. I know that sounds rough, but still, I want to think about it only from my point of view. Because if I'm worried about how I'm making other people feel, I'll just overall feel guilty and way less productive with how I'm making the next decision. But when it comes down to it, my final goal is don't quit. I cannot quit. I don't let myself quit. I can be the most bored with a video. I will still spend every waking hour making it as good as I possibly can. And just to make this very clear, I do not mean I will make a video and just throw it out. I will, no matter how bored of it I am, I will still spend time with it and make it the best video I possibly can and still stay consistent with my posting schedule. That's another thing that you can manipulate and that a lot of content creators really don't recognize. You are in charge of not only your community, but your schedule. Depending on what content you post, your community will come there. It may take time and you may experience some drop-offs, but if you post enough and consistently enough, the right audience for your content will come there. You make your own hours. It's one of the best things about being a YouTuber, and while the most successful really spend every waking hour with it, you can choose when your deadlines are. That's one thing that makes content creation super attractive as a job, and as soon as you get in the job, we just somehow forget. There's tons of stress with this, but you gotta remember, if I don't want to post today, I just don't click publish. You can post once a week, once per month, and if you're like C-Day, once every, I don't know, millennia. Stress is a huge part of being a YouTuber, and honestly, it's a good part because you learn a lot from it. But taking it to crazy lengths will never, ever help you. Over-obsess. Don't let anybody bring you down. Over-obsess every second that you can. If you really want to make this a habit, if you really want to make this a job, if you want to make this your future, if you want YouTube to be your future, constantly obsess over it. I'm not saying to the point where you're making yourself sick, but if you're not thinking about YouTube to the extent that is right for you and your channel simply won't take off. You need to be thinking about it from the right point of view. Drop a comment and have a conversation with other creators. I'm curious to see what other things you wanted to hear about, and maybe I can help some of you guys out in the comments. With that, I thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you guys in the next one. Keep getting gooder.